Okay, now hit it. Good afternoon, everyone. Wekiva High School welcomes you to Mustang Arena. For JV basketball competition, please welcome our guests from Windermere High School. They are the Wolverines, taking on your Wekiva High School Mustangs. Starting for the Wolverines, number 1, Terrence Drain. Number 2, Ethan Cost. Number 23, Hayden Spears. Number 22, Jonathan Porter. And number 5, Max Young. Starting for the Mustangs, number 0, Tyler Danke. Number 3, Juju Johnson. Number 4, Aaron Preston. Number 10, DeJohn Joyner. And number 12, Kevin Baker. The officials for today's game are from the Central Florida Officials Association here in Orlando. Today's game is being broadcast live on YouTube as well as the NFHS Network. If you have friends and family who are not able to join us in person today, they're back in Windermere, elsewhere in Apopka, or anywhere in the world, just shoot them a message. Let them know to search for Wekiva Sports on the YouTube app with their favorite computer, smart TV, or mobile device. Or if they're a member of the NFHS Network, we simulcast the live stream there as well. And for those of you who are doing just that, we want to welcome you to Mustang Arena. This is Mark Barchi, the voice of the Mustangs, and I am joined by Neil Fisher of the Apopka Chief. We are ready to take you through JV action as we get ready for the home opener of our 15th anniversary season.
As always, thank you, Mark. And we are off and running from Mustang Arena, the junior varsity game. Freshman Wekiva won the first game by a single point. Windermere in the blue uniforms, green numbers, with possession on the left wing. The drive, no dice, but doing the Windex work off his own miss is Georges.
Drain on the putback.
Excuse me, that was Drain, as you heard Mark say. And Windermere breaks out, 2-0 lead, 30 seconds into this junior varsity game. As Mark said, this is a home opener, regular season opener for both these teams.
And the pass is too high. Nice work there by Aaron Preston, though. Managed to get Jonathan Porter to touch the ball to cause a deflection, which eliminates the backcourt violation. And then he was able to take it back away. That's the first time I think I've ever seen an obvious, inevitable backcourt violation undone. Unfortunately, the Mustangs unable to capitalize on that great play in the backcourt.
Come back the other way. The spin rattles in and out for Porter, and doing the Windex work is Joyner. Wekiva will come down looking to tie this ball game. Regular season opener. They were supposed to open on Monday against University, but that game was canceled. So this is their home opener. Intercepted, stepping right in front of it like a defensive back is Walker.
Spears then turns the ball over to Aaron Preston, and now we're going back the other direction again.
So a couple of turnovers, and no score put on the board between those two possessions. The drive, the kick. And nothing doing. Windermere's defense doing a nice job of collapsing down on the would-be shooter. And this is Johnson. He gets the ball off on the right wing. Preston comes up to the top. And Baker will once again call out the play. Started with Johnson at the top, looking for a drive, cut off.
To the top of the arc. 3 is a little too hot and off the heel for Baker. Rebound goes to Preston. He gets held up down the baseline, and they are going to say he was going up there.
So
foul called against number 2, Ethan Cost. That's his first personal foul, and it's the team's first as well. It sends Aaron Preston to the line, shooting 2 for the Mustangs.
And that was not an easy rebound. That ball actually came to a couple of different Wolverines, and Preston put his body in between the two of them and yanked the ball out. Unfortunately, you cannot sink that first free throw. So the score remains 2-0. We're 2.5 minutes into this home opener. This is junior varsity action. Windermere with the lead. Wekiva at the free throw line. Both miss, but doing the Windex work in the finger roll.
Put that by DJ Joyner.
So Joyner bailing his teammate Preston out after missing a couple free throws with some great Windex work, some great boards. And now at the other end, Windermere rotating that ball down. The stop and go, picks up the loose ball. That was
Cost can't get the tray to fall, and the rebound goes to Baker. Gets caught up at half court, though, with a full court press and a rough pass, and Mustangs just not able to chase it out of bounds there as Juju Johnson touched it last. It'll be out of bounds, Wolverine ball. 5 minutes remaining in the first quarter. Both teams on the board, but kind of a slow start on both sides. That's pretty typical. Of course, remember, JV does not play in any preseason classic events, and because week 1 of the men's basketball season overlaps with Thanksgiving week, what tends to happen during Thanksgiving week is that most teams will play in special events like the Metro versus Florida Challenge, and JV does not typically participate in those special events. So as far as I'm aware, for both of these teams, this is their very first outing of the year tonight.
Yeah, and once again, Monday night, Wekiva was supposed to play University. That would have been their opener for all three teams, but the games got canceled.
Foul called against Mustangs number 0. Tyler Dankier, that's his first, the team's first.
And that will send Terrence Drain to the line. So 3 consecutive missed free throws now. Drain with the only 2 points scored for Windermere, and he's not going to add to that. Whistle immediately, and it will be a foul.
Foul on the rebound called against number 23, Hayden Spears. That's his first, the team's second. Mustangs ball at their own baseline.
So as you heard Mark say, second team foul on Windermere, and they're going full court defense now, at least one-on-one with the ball carrier. And speaking of ball carrier, that's Preston bringing it up. He eludes the defender, comes to the right wing. No dice. And we'll come back the other way.
A little too hot on the bunny jumper, and the rebound goes to Baker. Tries to take it all the way to the paint himself, runs into a wall, pops it out to the corner, but it won't fall on the tray for Dankier. That's going to result in a rebound for Porter. Down to the baseline, a little too hot under the basket for Drain. What a great name for a basketball player, Drain.
Yes.
You hope he's a good outside shooter.
Yes, as you know, that's what my signature call, Drain the Rain. But meantime, Wekiva with its turn, unable to drain the rain.
Johnson can't get the tray to fall there. Rebound to Spears, going the other way. Pop in the long J for Porter, not going to fall. Rebounds to Baker. We go back toward the Wekiva end. 3:30 to go in the first period. From the top of the key, blocked by Porter, and a scuffle for the rebound. Wekiva's got the arrow, and they're going to need it. Held ball, possession Mustangs.
And some substitutions from both sides. So the inbound to Wekiva, and immediately the three-pointers launch.
Longchamp can't get it to fall, though. Going straight up from under. Still not there.
Heard a couple of bodies hit the deck.
Foul called against number 24, Anthony Rozier. That's his first personal foul, the team's third, and it sends Mustangs number 23, Javius Walker, to the line, shooting 2.
So Walker at the line, looking for his first points not only of this game but of the season. And unable to connect. I believe that's 5 straight missed free throws, Mark, start this game.
Yeah, well, that's why we're still hung at 2-2, almost 5 minutes in. Second one falls, though, and that finally breaks the deadlock.
3-2 lead for Wekiva, their first of the game in the season. Again, junior varsity action. Thank you for joining us on a Wednesday night from Mustang Arena. As Windermere will set up the play. Young, left wing extended, drives that lane from the right side, runs into a host of defenders and draws the foul.
Max Young is fouled on the attempt. He'll go to the line and shoot 2 for the Wolverines. The Mustang foul called against Demir Simon, his first, the team's second.
So we're 3 minutes from the end of the first quarter, Mark. Already 5 fouls. And as you mentioned, Mark, neither of these teams, typically junior varsity teams, do not get any preseason or Thanksgiving holiday tournaments to play in, and that's part of the reason that we're seeing all these fouls. But Young does drain both of the fouls, and Windermere back up 4-3. 3 minutes remaining in the first quarter. Wekiva goes to work. That's top of the key. Long camp.
Foul called against number 23, Hayden Spears. That's his second personal foul, the team's fourth. Mustangs ball at the sideline.
So Wekiva will inbound the ball, trailing 4-3. A low-scoring game. A lot of free throws been missed so far. Simon with the ball, top of the key, hands off to Johnson, goes left. Hands off back to Preston. He'll go right from the right wing. Simon drains the ring.
Demir Simon for 3. So now the Mustangs double their score on a single basket thanks to the tray.
And they take the lead 6-4.
And we'll pause for an injury break.
.2:16 before end of the first quarter. As Windermere sets up. Young, he launches, clanks off the right side of the rim, and doing the Windex work is Preston, tracking down that long rebound to Simon. He can't get the tray. Ricochets off that rim and out of bounds. Actually, a foul on the rebound.
No,
actually, excuse me. Okay. It was just out of bounds.
Checking into the game for Windermere, number 1, Ethan Cost.
So, ball goes back into play. This is Simon. Wekiva with possession in the white jerseys. They're playing at home. This is Mustang Arena. From the left wing, the shot.
Too hot for Johnson, and it goes out of bounds, and the Mustangs will not get so lucky on the team rebound this time as it gets touched out. Wolverines get the ball at their own baseline. 1:43 to go here in the first. Mustangs up 6-4 after a back-and-forth start that really resulted in kind of a stalemate for a while.
Yeah, 2-2 for quite some time. Again, 5 missed free throws. So interception
nice
by
Walker. Got it! Javarius Walker and 1. Foul called against number 3.
Zach Lubin committing the foul. And the free throw goes down for Walker. So old-fashioned three-point play. And that gives Wekiva a 9-4 lead down to the left corner. Windermere trying to answer. And they will not be able to. Walker doing some Windex work.
Held ball. Possession Wolverines.
But so was Rozier. Both of them came down with their hands on that ball. And as you just heard Mark say, the possession arrow favors Windermere.
Checking into the game for the Mustangs, number 12, Kevin Baker.
So 1:17 remaining. About 100 fans in attendance as the baseline drive from Rozier. And no dice, air ball out of bounds, Wekiva ball. Wekiva with an opportunity to get that lead up to as many as 8.
Checking into the game for the Mustangs, number 1, Salmon Georges.
And Georges immediately gets into action, receives the inbound pass. He'll bring it up against Young. Young, who's played the entire first quarter for Windermere. Hands off to Walker. A little bit of a stumble where he finds his balance and floats the 10-foot J in.
Demir Simon adds 2 for the Mustangs. He's got 5 out of the Mustangs' 11 points so far. Under a minute now in the first quarter. In trouble in the corner out to the top of the arc. Too hot off the heel. The tray by Cost. And the rebound goes to Walker.
35 seconds remaining in the first quarter. Neil Fisher, Mark Barchi, thank you for joining us from Mustang Arena. Wekiva looking to up a 7-point lead, and
Baker loses his dribble there to a deflection by Anthony Rozier, but it stays with Wekiva. 26 seconds. Mustangs ball near the baseline.
Inbound will be from Baker to Georges, who has just checked in. And he'll right wing extended. Walker, Georges, two-man game. 15 seconds remaining in the first quarter.
Wekiva seems content to slow walk this one to make sure they get the last word to the corner. There it is! Damir Simon from Georges for three.
Windermere, one last opportunity. Can hear Coach calling out the seconds.
That takes us to the end of the first period, and it's a 10-point ball game. The Mustangs out to a 12-2 run after a slow start. 14-4 is your score at the end of the opening 8 minutes here in the JV contest to open up our 15th anniversary season. We'll be back with the second quarter after the break.
Mustang Arena, the site on the southeast side of Apopka, Florida.
The Mustangs have the opening possession of the second quarter.
And not only does Wekiva have the opening possession, but they have a 14-4 lead.
Ooh, it almost opened with a backcourt violation.
As we begin the second quarter.
That was dangerous.
An 11-0 run, and that's in jeopardy now, but they'll catch the break. Possession will remain with Windermere.
Foul called against number 12, Kevin Baker. That's his first personal foul, the team's third. So that's kind of the worst possible chain of events to start the quarter. Wekiva loses the possession arrow, loses the ball to a steal, and picks up a foul.
Again, they came into this quarter on an 11-0 run. It'll stay 11-0, clearing the boards. Walker, he's going to take it himself, try to go coast to coast. Can't drop the deuce off the rim. And Windermere doing some hard work under the boards there. That's Porter pulling down the rebound. Young with the ball now, extended left. Back down to 22. Short again. Drain, unable to drain the shot. And Wekiva coming back the other way. That's Simon.
Little off the mark this time. Max Young has the rebound for the Wolverines.
And we'll come back the other way with Young leading the charge. Steps back, catches backboard, but no rim. Scramble in front right at that free throw line.
Baker thought he had the rebound, but didn't reel it in quite enough before Windermere had something to say about it. Held ball, possession Wolverines. Checking into the game for Windermere, number 23, Hayden Spears.
1:08 into the second quarter. Wekiva with a 14-4 lead.
And a lot of contact. No call, though. Just a big tangle. Georges gets a shot blocked by Spears going the other way.
And there's contact. And
no, they're not going to give it to him.
Offensive foul as Walker held his ground.
Jaius Walker takes the charge. The foul is called against Wolverines. Number 23, Hayden Spears. That's his third personal foul, the team's sixth.
And Walker comes over, gets some instructions from Coach Hardy. He's actually going to take a seat. But great defensive work there for him to get the turnover. In the meantime, Georges brings the ball up, and he takes it himself. Contact, jump ball. And
held ball, possession Mustangs.
So we got a stoppage in the action. Wekiva went on an 11-0 run, starting about midway through that first quarter. That has put him in a 14-4 lead as we began the second quarter. Minute and a half in, nobody scored yet. Wekiva has possession. I will continue with possession. Windermere doing some great defensive work, though, getting their hands on the ball, knocking it out of bounds. Johnson with the inbound, tipped by Cost, who finger rolls the
steals
deuce.
A Wolverine layup. Timeout, Mustangs.
And so, Mark, as you mentioned, worst possible way to start, not just on the first possession. First possession was a turnover, but in Wekiva, they have not been quite as bad, but they still don't seem to kind of find their mojo. Lead still is 14-6. We'll be back.
30-second timeout. Call.
Wekiva with a 14-6 lead over Windermere. They have possession of the ball. Minute and a half into the second quarter. Neil Fisher, Mark Barchi, thank you for joining us on a Wednesday night from Mustang Arena. This is Walker, cross-court dribble, cross dribble, no dice, and we'll come back the other way. Young clearing the boards. Down into the left corner, little hand working. And out of bounds again. This is junior varsity action as well. Varsity will follow approximately 15 minutes at the end of this game. Home opener for all three teams tonight. Freshmen took to the court before this game, and Wekiva took away a 1-point victory. From the top of the key, score, drain the rain for Georges.
Salin Georges with a long 2-point jump shot for Wekiva. Had his foot on the line there. Timeout, Wolverines.
So once again, the 11-0 run by Wekiva is the difference.
Boy, Coach Hardy doesn't look like somebody who just got a great jump shot. 30-second timeout called by the Wolverines. We'll be back in just a moment. Welcome back to Mustang Arena. This is Mark Barchi, the voice of the Mustangs, here with Neil Fisher from the Apopka Chief. 5:34 to go here in the second quarter. And the Mustangs holding on to a 10-point advantage. A little bit of a rocky road these last 45 seconds or so in game minutes, but neither coach is particularly thrilled with their team's performance as the Mustang foul is called against number 3, Juju Johnson, his first and the team's fourth.
So Simon, the leading scorer for Wekiva in the game. That's number 24, Wekiva in the white jerseys, Windermere in the blue jerseys. And Windermere looking to cut into that lead. They had a 4-3 lead, a 11-0 run as the fadeaway.
Jump shot scored by Max Young.
And that cuts the lead to 16-8. Teams have traded baskets in the second quarter, and that
23.
continues.
Scores 2 for the Mustangs.
Yeah, Walker, come back the other way. Going withdrawal is
Basket by
Spears.
Hayden Spears with the answer for the Wolverines.
So we didn't see any baskets. Well, actually, we just saw one basket in the first 2 minutes, and now in the last minute, we've seen 3 on both sides. Both teams certainly heating up and finding the range. Of course, when you're shooting from right underneath the basket, layups, that certainly helps your percentage. Wekiva will inbound the ball. That's Johnson, guarded by Young. Junior varsity action on a Wednesday night from Mustang Arena. The give and go. Johnson unable to get that rain to fall, He'll get another opportunity.
Joyner pops it to the corner to get it back to Johnson, but then Johnson with a bad pass looking for Georges, but got it taken away from him, and then we're going to get a foul.
Yeah, it was a wild shot, but of course the shot was taken because the foul was committed. So 4:14 remaining, 18-10, Wekiva still in the lead. And the foul will send Isaiah Nell to the line. Now looking for his first point of the game in the season. This is the season opener, regular season opener for all three teams tonight. For both of these schools, that's freshman, JV, and varsity. They have cut the lead to 18-11. Bringing the ball up. Johnson looking to get that ball up quickly. Oh, nice pass inside, but better defense. Coming over and cutting off that lane was Koss. He now fouls Johnson up to the top of the key, still on him. Johnson takes it back up to the top, and Young gets his hand, swipes that ball, goes out of bounds. Possession will remain with Wekiva. So we're in that portion of the game now where you only have one or two starters in for both teams. Coaches giving their starters a rest. Behind the back dribble from Johnson over to Simon. Simon takes it out, he'll reset, gives the ball back to Johnson. And Mark, also just want to point out, I see only two players on this roster that were not on the team last year. Making the withdrawal is Walker.
Hey, Javius Walker. Out of bounds, Mustangs ball.
And that was a beautiful assist, Mark, setting up Walker. So let's give credit. Someone's got to get the ball into Walker to begin with. A 22-11 lead opened up by Wekiva. This is their largest of the game, 3:20 remaining.
Timeout Mustangs.
And once again, that lead was taken on the strength of an 11-0 run starting about midway through the fourth quarter. We'll be back. 3:20 remaining from Mustang Arena. A 20-11 lead being enjoyed by Wekiva, the home team. And they have possession of the ball, and on the inbound, unable to inbound the ball, but they do keep possession. 3:20 before halftime. Looking to inbound the ball is Johnson. He does get it into Simon, who now hands it off back to Johnson. Johnson guarded by Nell, one-on-one. Johnson takes the lane, attacks, and makes the withdrawal.
Juju Johnson through traffic for two. You gotta like that, Neil.
Coming back the other way, you gotta like perhaps that turnover even more.
Yeah, Simon there, I don't know who he was looking for, but...
Yeah, well, just for the record, to clarify, I meant the turnover that Wekiva got, not Wekiva turning the ball over. So, a couple of turnovers in about 2 seconds. As you like to say, Mark, one good turnover deserves another. Of course, if you're Wekiva, you can afford to turn the ball over with an 11-point lead. As we drop under 3 minutes, and ball will remain with Windermere. So, Wekiva got off to a sluggish start. Again, this is the home opener, or the season opener for both these games. It's also the home opener for Wekiva.
Checking into the game for the Mustangs, number 4, Aaron Preston.
And for the first 4 minutes or so, it certainly looked like this was their first competition of the season. Needed a couple minutes to warm up to the intensity. And since then, they've moved pretty well. They certainly are moving much better than they were at the 4-minute mark of the first quarter.
Mustang foul called against number 10, DeJohn Joyner. That's his first personal foul. The team's 6th at the line, shooting 2, Jonathan Porter.
And as you heard Mark just call out, he's also our public address announcer, if you are new to these Wekiva broadcasts. That was the 16th foul committed by Windermere, which means, by Wekiva, which means Windermere will be in the bonus the rest of the way. Wekiva also will be in the bonus too. So 2:48 remaining. Lead been cut to 22-13. Varsity action follows this JV game about 20 minutes after the conclusion. At the top of the key is Georges, and he takes the tray. No dice. Doing Windex work with no dice again. And the long outlet pass and a lot of hands, but nobody able to corral the loose ball.
Yeah, Georges got the deflection there. They're going to say he touched it last. Checking into the game for the Mustangs, number 0, Tyler Danke.
So Danke back into the game. And as Windermere inbounds, also want to give kudos, credit to our Wekiva's broadcast production department, headed up by Keith Dickinson. The dribble out to the left corner, and a couple Wolverines. Not sure who was supposed to come up with that. They're going to catch a break.
A nice heads-up play there by Preston, but Preston can't hang on to it either. Held ball, possession, Mustangs.
A really odd play there.
Yeah, possession Wolverines.
So
I could remember that it's the first half, and so the Wolverines are playing away from their bench.
Yeah, and an odd play there by Windermere. Just looked like they had some confusion. Two players standing in the same location. And meantime, the Windex work still no go. And a third offensive opportunity
Putback
going
made
back.
by Jonathan Porter.
And that will cut the lead to 22-15. Windermere going full court defense as we drop to 140 before halftime. The cross the paint pass, nothing but backboard. And that was Walker hitting the deck and drawing the foul. And our referee.
Actually, nobody's coming over here to signal a foul to me. I think that was a held ball. Held ball, possession, Mustangs.
Okay. So, as you heard Mark say, a held ball. Ooh, nice inbound pass to Danke, but an even better defensive play. The rejection and best possible situation for Windermere as it touches Wekiva last. 90 seconds before halftime. Windermere looking to cut into a 22-15 lead. They've trailed by as many as 11. And Young, who I believe has not seen the bench yet tonight, he's played all the entire time since we tipped off. Young again on the right corner, guarded by Georges, steps back, catches backboard, but no rim, and pulling out the Windex bottle is Walker. And he will take it up himself, guarded by Nell. Nell giving him some hard defense, but shakes the defense, clanks off the backboard.
Drain gets the rebound, and some harassment coming by Walker in the backcourt as the Mustangs put a little full court pressure on, but then drop back for the half-court set. Coming in hot from tray range, and it's off the heel for Young. Mustang rebound, trying to get something to happen in transition to the baseline. There it is. Aaron Preston for 2.
And that ups the lead, 24-15. Important points for Wekiva. Reestablish that 3-possession lead. Get some momentum right before halftime.
To the baseline, looking from the paint on the spin move. Not there for number 1, that's Drain. The rebound goes to Baker. Wekiva's got 13 seconds to figure out how they want to handle this.
Georges brings the ball up, guarded by Young. Again, Young's played every minute of this first half. 5 seconds remaining. Georges, Young. Bench starts counting down to Baker. He's rejected, and that's how the first half will end.
That takes us to halftime. It's a 9-point ball game for the Mustangs after a second quarter that saw a 10-11 advantage for the Wolverines. But 24-15 is the score going into the locker rooms here at Mustang Arena in JV competition. Here in the season opener, at least the home opener of our 15th anniversary season. We'll be back with more from Mustang Arena after halftime.
And welcome back to Mustang Arena, start of the second half. Wekiva, the home team in the traditional white jerseys. A 24-15 lead over Windermere. This is a Metro Conference matchup, even more specifically a West Division matchup. And the story so far, with about 4 minutes into this game, Wekiva put together an 11-0 run, and that lead has gone back between 7 and 13 since then. Windermere starts the second half.
3 for Max Young to open up second half scoring for the Wolverines.
And that will cut the lead to 24-18. Important points for Windermere, getting off the schneid, as Chris Berman would like to say. So certainly get those first points out of the way, get some momentum, and build a blueprint for what to do next. This is Johnson, who dishes underneath the basket in the foul drawn.
Walker fouled on the attempt. He'll go to the line and shoot two. The foul is called against Jonathan Porter, his second personal foul, the team's first of the second half.
So I'm Neil Fisher. That other voice is Mark Barchi. He is also the public address announcer here at Mustang Arena. Thank you for joining us on a Wednesday night as Walker slides the ball in through the net on the first free throw. Season opener for both these teams. 3 games in total will be played, freshman, JV, and then varsity following this game. This is the middle of those 3. Young doing the Windex work and bringing the ball up himself. Guarded by Johnson.
Taken away by Johnson, and he's got a clear path. Juju Johnson on the layup for steal 2.
27-18. And now Wekiva's actually outscored Windermere after they dropped the tray to begin this second half. Ball down low. A lot of work, double team. Up to the top with Cost. Hands off to Spears, who now gives the ball back to Young. Extended left. Drives the lane, attacks, and will not get the basket, but does draw the foul.
Foul called against Mustangs number 12, Kevin Baker. That's his second personal foul, the team's first of this half. Max Young will go to the line, shooting 2 for the Wolverines. He's got 7 on the board so far, looking for his 8th and 9th points.
A 27-18 lead. So Windermere came out, 1 shot, 3 points. And since then, Wekiva scoring 4 points. Now it's back 5-4 in favor of Windermere. And the point I'm making, Mark, is that Wekiva has overcome, maybe not overcome, but certainly has not been hurt by the tray. They have found a way to answer. And that rims in and out. Doing the Windex work is Lubin, who brings the ball down, hands off to Young, back to Koss, back to Young. Looks over to Coach Stringer for instructions. And stop pops, no drop on the tray. Battle to the left of the board, ball goes out of bounds. Wekiva possession as we approach 6 minutes before the end of the third quarter. 27-20, Wekiva's led since about 4 minutes into this game. Their lead has gone to as many as 13. This is Young, flash and dash, makes the withdrawal. And that ups the lead to 29-20. And from the left corner, rims in and out. Windex work unable to convert, and clearing the boards for Wekiva is Georges. He'll hand off to Baker. Baker left wing extended, gives the ball up to Georges. Georges attacks that lane from the right side, off the heel, doing the Windex work. Picking up that loose ball is Denke, and he can't get the deuce to drop. So a lot of action and a lot of shots, but no points on the board. And the score remains 29-20, 5.5 minutes before the third quarter end. Stop popping. Mustang Arena, the site. 5:18 remaining in the third quarter. A Metro Conference West Division matchup. Wekiva with possession of the ball, leading 29-23 against Windermere. This is the closest Windermere has been since the first quarter. And Wekiva picks up that loose ball, specifically Longcamp. He'll set the offense up again. Actually, it's Johnson. Back to Simon. Simon at the top of the key. The between the legs dribble, hands off to Dankey. And now Johnson at the top, going one-on-one with Young. And good defense, but ball comes back. Walker picks it up. Simon picks it up. He loses it. A lot of contact. Ref says no foul. And we play on as Lubin sets up the play. 4.5 remaining in the third quarter. Left wing extended. The drive, the kick out in the right corner. And drain the rain from Kost.
Hayden Spears picks up 2 on the long jumper.
That was Hayden Spears. And that cuts the lead to 29-25. As Johnson now hassled by Lubin, a pair of threes going at it. Step back for Simon. Short, bounces around. Long rebound picked up by Spears. He leads the charge, and Simon with the effort pays off. Rejection at the other end. So 29-25. Windermere's cut that lead down to 4. They trailed by as many as 13. And ball will now go back to Windermere. Opportunity to cut that lead once again all the way from 13 to 1 possession. Wekiva will take possession. And bringing the ball up is Johnson. He draws the foul.
Foul called against Wolverines, number 3, Zach Lubin. His second personal foul, the team's second of this half.
Varsity action will follow this game. This is junior varsity. 15, maybe 20 minutes at the end of this game. Home opener for Wekiva, the regular season opener for all 6 teams playing tonight. 3 games, 2 teams, each of those games. Johnson decides better of driving against Lubin. Kicks it out to Simon. In and out. And picking up that loose ball is Porter. He's trying to show off his ball handling skills. Down on the right lane to Drain, who turns, no dice. Ball bounces around. And finally, it's picked up by Joyner.
Yeah, beautiful work there under the basket by DJ, taking it away from Drain, who pretty much had it.
And so a lot of action, couple of possessions, a lot of hands on the ball. The ball found its way into several different locations on each side. But when all said and done, no points put up the board. And the score remains Wekiva 29, Windermere 25. Windermere, a 5-year-old school. And the slash dash in the withdrawal from Porter.
Jonathan Porter adds the layup for the Wolverines.
And that does cut the lead to 2 points, 1 possession. And Wekiva looking to answer, and great defense from Windermere tying up Johnson. And when he tied up, he lost his balance, called for the traveling. So Windermere, which was down by 13 points about midway through the second quarter, can tie this game or even take the lead. 2:30 remaining before the third quarter ends. Oh, and a miscue, unforced error. That's Hayden Spears. Looked like he was thinking about what to do with the ball before he actually lost focus on his dribble. Took a stutter step. So Wekiva catching the break. Looking to maintain that lead. This is Johnson. He goes right attack from the right side of the lane. And Wekiva will maintain possession of the ball. 2:26 remaining. Johnson will inbound the bounce pass, trying to get it to Joyner, but the hand in the way, down the other way, off the pass, and the withdrawal from
Anthony Rozier waits his turn for 2.
And we are tied at 29 all. A 24-15 lead held by Wekiva at halftime. Now tied at 29 all. And Wekiva answers.
Aaron Preston regains the lead for the Mustangs.
It was a 14-5 run to open up this third quarter before that deuce dropped by Wekiva. as we drop under 2 minutes in the third quarter. This is Young down to the left corner. Too long, too much heat, but doing Windex work, picking up that loose ball is Rozier. He finds Porter in the lane, the spin, the big man move, no dice, clanks off the top of that rim. A whole host of players, and I didn't see who got the rebound, but Cost took the pass.
On the pass from the floor from Jonathan Porter.
Porter doing withdrawal, and now it's one-on-one, Young and Johnson. Johnson gets the ball, long outlet to Baker, drops it off.
Baker to Javius Walker for two.
And Wekiva going back into the lead. 33-31, 1 minute left in the third quarter. This is now both these teams have had their run, and now they're even for the most part. And we'll see who's going to make the big play heading into that fourth quarter. And at the start of the fourth quarter, that's knocked out by Walker. So again, this is a roster, it's junior varsity, but Wekiva's roster only has 2 new players on it. Of course, all these players certainly would love to be at varsity, but for now, this is a team that knows each other with playing together for, most of these players playing together for a year. Action right in front of right in front of the scorer's table. Young gets the ball, guarded by Johnson, picks up the pick. Down to the right corner, no drive. And the tray launched and drained the ring.
3 for Max Young, and it's a go-ahead basket for the Wolverines.
And that would be a 34-33 lead for Windermere. 15 seconds remaining. Can Wekiva regain the lead before the end of the third quarter?
Foul called against Wolverines number 3. That's Zach Lubin's third personal foul, the team's third of this half. Checking into the game for Windermere. Number 1, Terrence Drain.
Simon will inbound the ball. Foul received by Preston. The bounce pass to Joyner, unable to get that ball to go forward, rolled over the heel of the rim, and doing the Windex work is Porter. 1 second, launched by Young, drain the ring!
Max Young drains a 3 as the buzzer sounds. Count the basket, and that gives Windermere a 22-9 advantage over the Mustangs in the third quarter, and it is enough to overcome their halftime deficit. They now lead by 4. 37-33 is your score with 8 minutes left in the JV contest. Back with more from Mustang Arena following the break.
We begin the fourth quarter from Mustang Arena.
The Mustangs have the opening possession of the fourth quarter.
Windermere with a 37-33 lead. They are on defense in the blue jerseys. The pass in from Wekiva, and the finger roll drops for Walker.
Javius Walker on the way up to open up fourth quarter scoring.
Junior varsity action on a Wednesday night. Thank you for joining us. Neil Fisher, Mark Barchi. Windermere down for most of this game. Rallied in that third quarter, a 22-9 advantage, and then 6-0 to close out the quarter.
Mustang foul called against number 23, Javius Walker. That's his first personal foul, the team's second of this half. That will send the Wolverines to the line.
Wekiva took the lead about 4 minutes into the ballgame. That be the beginning of an 11-0 run, and they led until about 30 seconds remaining in the third quarter. As we mentioned, Windermere closed out that third quarter with 6 consecutive points. And Wekiva has answered, scoring the first basket, Walker specifically, in this fourth quarter. So a barn burner we got here, as Keith Jackson would say. Two JV teams stick around. About 15 minutes after the end of this game, the varsity teams will take to the court. This is the season opener for both these teams. And the withdrawal from Longcamp following the slash and dash.
Longchamp for two.
So a couple of needed points for Wekiva. Again, want to get some momentum heading into this fourth quarter, as well as don't want to fall two possessions behind after holding for the lead for most of this game. And now Windermere looking to answer. One-on-one between a couple of big guys on the right wing. Young gets the ball from Spears and rotates over to the left. Foul called.
Mustang hand check is called against number 12, Kevin Baker, his third personal foul, the team's third.
Minute into the fourth quarter. Windermere inbounding, that's Young. Goes up high with the lob pass to Porter, and all kinds of hands on that pass.
Out of bounds, Mustangs ball. So credit Aaron Preston for putting the pressure on Jonathan Porter. Porter tries to make the one-handed grab on the inbound. I know coaches always tell you to do that with two hands, although based on where that inbound was placed, I don't know that he had a lot of choice in that case. For three, it's there! Three-point basket for Kevin Baker from Demir Simon.
And Wekiva back in the lead, 40-38. That is our fourth lead change since about 30 seconds remaining in the third quarter. Windermere looking to answer from the right corner. Drain the rain for Spears.
Hayden Spears for three.
Five lead changes now.
That's 7 points in the books for him. And, well, Neil, the freshman and JV contests have really delivered. Both of them have been close contests that kind of went down to the last minute. JV is promising to do that as well, and if this is a harbinger of what we have in store for the varsity game, then I think we could be in for a treat tonight.
Yeah, Wekiva freshman won that game. Drain the rain from Cost.
Ethan Cost for three.
Lead back up to two possessions, 4 points. Coach Hardy jumped up and wanted to break. Don't want that momentum to be built on. 44-40. Windermere in the lead.
Full timeout, Mustangs. We'll be back.
Mustang Arena, the site on the southeast side of Apopka, Florida. Windermere, the visiting team on defense in the blue jerseys with a 44-40 lead over the homestanding Wekiva Mustangs, the season opener for both these teams. This is Simon, hands off to Longcamp, ball stolen, and trying to get a little fancy, too much fancy.
Yeah, Cost gets it picked away by Walker, trying to get too clever in transition, and now Jaius Walker draws the foul on the attempt. He'll go to the line and shoot two. The foul called against number 1, Terrence Drain, his first personal foul, the team's fourth of this half. Walker shooting two. Drains the first.
Windermere fell behind 4 minutes into this ball game. Wekiva began an 11-0 run. They took a 24-15 lead into halftime. 6 consecutive points by Windermere, though, put them back in front. Before that, they steadily cut into that lead, and now the score is 44-42 as we approach 5.5 remaining in the ball game. JV action, interception, defensive back action. That's Walker, and he's going to try to go.
Jelias Walker, coast to coast to steal 2 and tie the game for the Mustangs.
44-44, 5:10 remaining. Young passes down low. That's Drain. Can't get the deuce to drop.
Rebound goes to Simon, and a rough pass gets reeled in by Johnson before any damage is done.
Johnson spins. It rims in and out, gets his own rebound, and the second chance putback.
Juju Johnson on the go-ahead putback for the Mustangs. Timeout, Wolverines.
7 lead changes since about 30 seconds remaining in the third quarter. We are tied, Wekiva now in the lead, 46-44. Defense, as coaches say, carries the day.
We'll be back in a moment after.
.451 remaining in this ballgame. Junior varsity action. Wekiva just took the 46-44 lead. Simon with the steal and went withdrawal to give Wekiva that 46-44 lead over Windermere. They have possession of the ball, and they're facing the teeth of a nasty full-court defense thrown by Wekiva, and they make the most of it and draw the foul. And at the line will be Terrence Drain. Drain with 2 points.
Mustang foul is called against number 0, Tyler Danke.
Both these teams have had their runs of over 6 points. Wekiva's began with about 4 minutes into the game, and Windermere began theirs at the beginning of the second half. The lead was taken by Windermere on a 6-0 run with about 30 seconds remaining. Wekiva had scored 6 consecutive points before that to retake the lead. 46-45 lead for Wekiva now as we go 4.5 minutes remaining in the game. Johnson, top of the key, now comes left, guarded by Young. Oh, Young slides to the right, take advantage, kicked out. Nothing but air for Longcamp, but doing withdrawal work.
Jelias Walker, and 1. Foul called against number 23, Hayden Spears. His 3rd personal foul, the team's 5th.
So Walker getting his body among the big men for Windermere, pulling down the rebound. As you heard Mark say, it's an opportunity for the old school 3-point play. And he can't get that 3rd point, but he again pulls out the Windex bottle. That's Walker out to Johnson. Critical rebound with 4:10 remaining. Windermere, again, you can't score if you don't have the ball. Off the backboard.
Jelias Walker again, and 1.
Back-to-back withdrawals +1 for Walker.
Terrence Drain is called on his 2nd personal foul, the team's 6th.
And that ups the lead to 50-45.
Jelias Walker also crosses the 20-point marker with 21 now with that basket, an opportunity to make it 22 here. And he does. And
Wekiva is now on a 9-1 run as we come into the closing stages of this game. They were down 44-42. And they
stolen by Longchamp, going in transition. Walker's got it. Longchamp to Jelias Walker for 2.
Contact. Refs say no foul. Windermere now down by 8.
And swatting at it by Walker again. He's hungry for that ball. Foul called against Mustangs, number 15, Emmanuel Longchamp. His 1st personal foul. The team's 5th. So Jelias Walker just has been the MVP of the last 90 seconds of game time here. 2 3-point plays in a row and a lot of great defensive action as well. Longchamp got a little too aggressive there, and now I think it's going to be Walker. Foul called against number 23, Javius Walker, his second, now the team's sixth. So that's the last freebie. Both teams now has 6 fouls, so we'll be shooting on every defensive foul for the rest of the game.
Yeah, and Wekiva is actually on a 13-1 run as the timeout is called.
Full timeout called by the Mustangs.
And that 13-1 run has propelled Wekiva into an 8-point lead. 3.5 minutes remaining. Can they hold on, prevent Windermere from answering? .325 remaining from Mustang Arena, home of the Wekiva Mustangs in southeast Apopka. Thank you for joining us on a Wednesday night. And a 13-1 run produced by Wekiva has allowed them to forge into that 8-point lead. 3.5 minutes remaining against Windermere.
Mustangs putting a lot of pressure on the inbound. It's picked off by Johnson in transition. Won't fall for Walker, but the offensive rebound going back to Baker. And Juju Johnson will set up another half-court set for Wekiva.
And Neil Fisher, Mark Barchi. And the steal by Windermere got that hand in.
Yeah, Johnson managed.
That was Lubin. And we come down the other way, and Young, got midair, went indecisive. No, actually, he was fouled. So 3 minutes exactly remaining. The foul drawn by Young.
Hold called against Juju Johnson, his second personal foul, the team's 7th. Max Young was going up. He'll go to the line and shoot 2 for the Wolverines. So it's critical that the officials ruled that was shooting motion. That means he gets 2 shots no matter what happens on the first one. Wouldn't have mattered anyway, as he does drain the first. That's 19 in the books for Max Young. He's about to hit the 20-point mark if he can sink this second one, but he does not.
No
Rebound
dice.
to Walker.
And skying is Walker.
Oh, no! Kevin Baker zigged when he should have zagged. He was looking the wrong direction.
Cost in the right place at the right time, alertly. Young now, 2:45 remaining. Hands off to Porter, and he finds
Porter to drain 4-2.
53-48. 3 consecutive points coming out of the timeout by Windermere. Down low, baseline drive and attack. And hitting the ground is Walker.
Walk is called against number 1, Terrence Drain. That's his 3rd personal foul, the team's 7th. It puts the Mustangs into bonus.
This is the second of 3 games tonight from Mustang Arena.
At the line, shooting 1-1 for the Mustangs, number 23, Javius Walker.
The first game was freshmen. That's the 9th graders. Wekiva took a 1-point victory as Walker sinks that first free throw.
25 points for him.
Brings the lead back up to 6 points now. 54-48, 2.5 remaining. And our third game, of course, that's the headliner. That's the varsity boys. And Wekiva and Windermere will both be playing in their second game. Both, of course, were part of the Metro versus Florida Challenge last week. I actually should say the Earl Graham Metro versus Florida Challenge. Windermere winning big. Wekiva taking on OCP, the perennial
Blocked
state
there by
powerhouse.
Baker. Rebound to Walker. We have a transition opportunity, and it falls. Javius Walker for 2. 28 points in the books. He's having a monster night on his JV opener for season 15. To the paint, through traffic. There it is. Max Young on the Wolverine layup.
And that cuts the lead down to 7. Critical points once again for Windermere. That lead was starting to mount.
And Max Young is cramped up after making that layup.
Yeah,
Pause for an injury substitution.
Yeah, and I believe Young has played every minute of this game. I believe this is the first time that he sat down. 1:52 remaining. Wekiva a 57-50 lead. They have outscored Windermere since about 4 minutes into this third quarter by a 17-6 margin to surge into that lead. This is Johnson. 1:40 left. He's going right side, runs into a double team and a lot of hands.
Foul called against number 22, Jonathan Porter. That's his third personal foul, the team's 8th. The Mustangs continue into bonus at the line. Shooting 1-1 for Wekiva, number 3, Juju Johnson.
And as you heard Mark say, Wekiva is in the bonus. Windermere is too as well. We will be shooting free throws if they're committed by the defense the rest of the way. And Johnson unable to sink it, and a critical opportunity to up that lead goes by the wayside, but Windermere returns the favor with an errant pass. That was an unforced error. There have been a number of turnovers on both sides. Most of them, though, have been forced. They have not been unforced errors, self-inflicted turnovers and mistakes. You've seen play like this. A lot of hand action, quick hands, a lot of the just knocking that ball loose. And Coach Hardy, Wekiva's coach, wants to settle his team down.
The Mustangs request a full timeout, their final timeout of the JV contest.
And so when we return, Wekiva with possession, a 57-50 lead, perhaps the most critical possession of the game, looking to up that lead again to 9.
Welcome back to Mustang Arena. $1:20 to go in the JV contest. The first half was very much back and forth. Second half has been a war of runs. The Wolverines got off to a run in the third quarter that put them back in the ballgame and even gave them the lead several times. Then the Mustangs have been on a run here in the fourth quarter, and they now lead by 7. And we're going to see how much of a photo finish Windermere can make this.
A 17-6 run for Wekiva. They have been 6 lead changes or ties from about 30 seconds remaining in the first half to about 4 minutes remaining. Wekiva went back at top 46-44 at that point.
Jonathan Porter is called on his 4th personal foul. It's the team's 9th. That will send the Mustangs' Kevin Baker to the line, shooting 1-1 bonus.
And so 58 seconds now remaining. As Mark Barchi, I'm Neil Fisher, just said, Kevin Baker will be at the line with he has 3 points tonight, but an opportunity to put up some critical and points with impact. He does not, but he gets the rebound. That's actually Walker pulling out the Windex. Can Wekiva take some time off the clock while also upping that lead, a 7-point lead? Windermere needs to stop the drive through the lane by Baker. A hand got in there.
Blocked by Drain, and Young picks up the rebound. Now we get a foul going the other direction.
And that's a double whammy for Wekiva.
Foul called against Mustangs, number 4.
Not only a foul for Wekiva, an opportunity for Windermere to put some points up on the board, but the clock stops. 40 seconds remaining.
That's Kevin Baker's first personal foul, the team's 8th. Continuing into bonus, Max Young.
And
6th the first.
Cuts the lead down to 6. Wekiva took the lead. Just under 4 minutes remaining in this fourth quarter. They were on a 17-6 run. And they'll catch a break there. And going strong, skying is Walker. It gives the ball off to Longcamp, who works at right sideline, and draws the foul. Both teams in bonus.
Double bonus now, in fact.
Now Wekiva now in double bonus. And we'll see who the foul is on. And, rough free throw from Longchamp. Wekiva up by 6. So critical free throw here. Critical free throw could get the lead up to 3 possessions. And that is the case. 58-51. Inbound for Windermere. Double team, full court defense by Wekiva. And Windermere breaks it. Not smoothest, but they get it through.
Steal by Walker, and the Mustangs have a chance to run some time off the clock. Yeah, Juju Johnson
seconds.
making the smart decision there, not going directly. Foul called for against number 3, Zach Lubin, his 4th personal foul. The Mustangs continue into double bonus at the line, shooting 2, Juju Johnson. So Johnson did exactly the right thing there. He actually had a clear path opportunity to go for a transition basket, but when you're up by 7 with 20 seconds to go, the clock is your friend and you want to milk it. So he manages to draw the foul. He may still very well get his 2 points, but he's going to get 2 points with another 5 seconds taken off the clock as well.
Situational awareness. Neil Fisher, Mark Barchi on the call tonight, handling the video aspects. The Wekiva Broadcast Production Department under the direction of Keith Dickerson. And now Windermere's God's work's cut out in the season opener for both these JV teams.
Yeah, 3-possession game with 10 seconds. It doesn't look good for Windermere at this point. Wekiva gets the rebound.
And that should seal the deal, as they say, to use an old cliche. Only 5.5 seconds remaining. And quick note, stick around. About 15 minutes after this game, the varsity teams will take to the court.
Anthony Rozier is called on his 2nd personal foul at the line, shooting double bonus. Tyler Dankey.
So in a game that saw runs by both teams, Wekiva's run beginning about 4 minutes into the game, 11-0. Windermere answered with their runs starting about 30 seconds before halftime. They took the lead. Wekiva then rambled off, went on a 17-4 run, surging into the lead, and since then they've maintained that lead, doing the right things at the right time. Great situational awareness, and the JV team is going to follow up the freshman victory 2 for 2 for Wekiva. Last 5 seconds. Young brings the ball up, takes one last shot.
That takes us to the end of the ball game, and it is an 11-point victory for the Mustangs, who end on a high note, outscoring the Wolverines 29-14 in the 4th quarter. That makes it a 62-51 final score. We'd like to thank everyone who came out tonight to support your Mustang and Wolverine athletes here in our home opener of the 15th anniversary season. Don't go anywhere. Varsity action is coming up next here at Mustang Arena. Thanks also to those of you who tuned in online on YouTube or the NFHS Network. We'll be back for more basketball action in about 15 minutes as we bring you our headline event. Just keep in mind that each live stream is separate, so you'll need to exit out of this live stream, get into the next one, and we will meet you there in about 15 minutes. Until then, my thanks to Neil Fisher from the Apopka Chief, also to Keith Dickerson and his entire team at Wekiva TV Broadcast Production, helping to bring you tonight's coverage. This is Mark Barchi, the voice of the Mustangs, and this has been a presentation of Wekiva High School in association with Orange Technical College, both a proud part of Orange County Public Schools. We'll see you in 15 minutes.